Greetings. I'm Black Light. If you've been following my videos, I'm up here thinking to myself, when I look at other YouTubers and I can't understand why they're not talking the same way I'm talking. And which way am I talking? Well, my videos illustrate that there's nothing validated. There's nothing valid in this society that we're living in. It's an artificial. Really, it's a con game. The whole thing is con. And for instance, when Trump assassinated Soleimani, I hope I'm saying his name right. I said, well, he went against the Constitution, and I got one here. Don't too many black people, seniors especially, and young, have a Constitution and study it. I know this Constitution is not pertaining to me or a black person, but I just like to see where my opponent is heading. In Section 8 of the Constitution, if I can get to it right quick, it says that only Congress has the authority to go to war. And I read it directly from this book, Constitution. I also have another paper that was given that I got. I got this paper indirectly from the militia a long time ago, maybe about 15 years ago or more. I paid money for that. I paid $75 for this set of papers called the Redemption Papers. And it was dealing with how corrupt the government is, and where the Constitution is no longer valid. We're living in martial law under a military regime. But they so smooth with their con that most people don't know it. See, when them central banks start taking over the government, that deemed went against all the Constitution. And especially when Federal Reserve took control of Congress and the majority of the people in the United States, black and white, don't know, that the Constitution is no longer in effect. They don't know this. I'm trying to find what I'm looking for. Oh, here you go. Section 8 in the Articles. The Articles, the Constitution article. And it starts off with Article 1, but I'm in Section 8 of Article 1. And it says the Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes, duties, imposts, and excises to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States. But all duties, imposts, and excises shall be, I hope I'm saying that right, EXCISES, excises, shall be uniform throughout the United States to borrow money and on the credit of the United States. Well, that right there what got them in trouble, to borrow money. When they borrowed the money from the Federal Reserve, that means they owe the Federal Reserve. That's why we in so many trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt. And when you borrow money, you got to have some access. You got to have some assets. Collateral. You got to have some collateral to back up what you want to borrow. So what did they use as collateral? They used the future income or money-making abilities of the citizens. They put the people up as collateral to the Federal Reserve. And the Federal Reserve set up the IRS for taxes. So they gave up their power to impose taxes to the Federal Reserve IRS. IRS is like the enforcement bureau. And to regulate with foreign nations and among several states and with the Indian tribes. Well, see, the Indian tribes, they couldn't put them up because the Indian tribes still got their nationality. They still are sovereign. They're just on reservations. And they got their own police force and their own way of doing things. But really, they're just a satellite of the United States. And I'm going to go on down here where it says federal government has the right to declare war, grant letters of marque and reprisal, and make rules concerning captures on land and water. Well, Section 8 start off with say the Congress shall have the power. So the Congress has been bought out though by the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve started printing up money That's debt money. IOU. They got rid of the U.S. Treasury dollar and put their dollar monopoly money into the mix, which is counterfeit according to the Constitution because it's not backed by gold or silver. Then they imposed a law to confiscate all gold and silver. That was collateral also. All the gold and silver that the people were holding, they had to give it up. So they don't have nothing back in that dollar, that Federal Reserve note, so it's counterfeit. So our contracts that you sign henceforth, all contracts are fraudulent. And ain't nobody talking about it. Judge Mathis, he ain't hip to it. Don't seem like he might be hip to it, but maybe gotta go along with it. I don't know. But even the black conscious brothers like Malik, Zulu Shabazz, and Maddox, they don't know. They ain't talking about it. If they talking about it, they ain't making it clear enough, man. So why ain't nobody else talking about it? That everything we doing is voluntary. Because it's illegal what the government is doing. It's not legit. So they must quit. But since y'all ain't hip, I mean, we just sucker bills on the hill. Trying to pay off that light bill. But we ain't even got to pay no light bills because all this supposed to be free. Your light bill, your hospitalization, supposed to be free. Come back with another one of these. I'm gonna see if y'all on your P's and Q's, on your toes. Catch this vibe.